I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body. And I continue to do so because of all the women who fought for that. Women got the right to vote 102 years ago. That's it. There are women older than that on this planet.
If there was one thing that you wish men understood better about women, what would it be?
Pick your damn clothes up off the floor.
What was that again? I couldn't hear.
Pick your damn clothes up off the floor.
If you look at popular culture and the narrative that has developed over the past few decades, you'll see a pattern. Basically, a pattern indicates that men have repressed women throughout history, and men have always exerted dominance over women, because men have consistently dominated them. Women haven't been permitted to work because of men. Because of them, women are unable to earn more money than men. Women have difficulty getting an education because of men. Men are to blame for all that women have desired to do, but have been unable to do. And these stories have been told to us repeatedly. It's a storytelling game. A man is a woman. Women are underprivileged. A broken system. Patriarchy, it's toxic to be a man. Victims of patriarchy include sick or disabled women. Women are paid less than men for doing the same job. In generalizations, all men are shown in the same light. Tales that imply that all women are helpless victims. Have you heard of it? Research on breast cancer gets 6 times more money than research on prostate cancer, even though both types of cancer kill about the same number of men and women. About 85% of the homeless population in the United States is men, and for the same crime, men typically receive sentences that are far longer in prison than women do. After a divorce, men are more likely to be left in a financially ruinous state and with little or no contact with their own children, if any at all. The one receives more support through family law, which comes at the expense of the father. Men as women in the professional world. Men are more likely than women to take jobs that are hard on their bodies and often put their lives at risk, such as police officers, firefighters, miners, fighter pilots, and military personnel. Men are involved in 94% of workplace mishaps. Men frequently end up working longer hours and making longer commutes than women. It's because men try to buy love and approval from women by taking on jobs that are riskier and harder. 24 Fortune 500 companies have female CEOs. In 2018, the state of California passed a law that requires publicly traded companies to add more women to their boards of directors. This is done to make sure that everyone gets the same results without putting effort or merit at risk. To get more women to work in coal mines, offshore oil fields, and garbage trucks. But this rule, policy, or even discussion doesn't address the fact that women and men are treated the same at the coal lines. That's amusing, huh? Men and women are equally represented in the judicial system. When compared to women, the likelihood of a man making child support payments to the other parent is 2 times higher. When one of them is coerced into doing what needs to be done. The average person, though, doesn't use a phrase like this one when talking about women. In contrast to the derogatory term, deadbeat dad. Men have a 3 times greater risk of being murdered than women do. And in comparison to women, they have a greater than 2-fold increased risk of becoming victims of violent crimes. Because boys start going to school at a younger age than girls, the educational opportunities available to girls are better than those for boys. Most associate, bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees are now given to women, and the number of women getting these degrees is almost going up every year. Men visit women in the media. In comedies and commercials, men are almost never seen doing anything successfully, and when they are, it's almost never funny. While females are complimented and honored, if you brought your kids anywhere in public, people would think you were a predator. Dads who remain home are slackers and losers. On the other hand, stay-at-home mothers are powerful women who are free to treat us badly. But if we act aggressively in response, we turn into monsters. If a woman becomes upset with a man, it's his fault. In relationships, men visit women. If you get drunk with a female and have an intimate relationship, you can only be accused of assault by one person. Women are not punished for breaking up with a man, who don't want to commit often dumb women. Whereas assuming a girl is overweight is improper. It's reasonable to think the guy is too short. Feminists are trying to elevate women and denigrate men. Instead of only eradicating the patriarchy, they aim to create a matriarchal society. A power battle is going on among feminists. Manliness is viewed as toxic. They propagated untruths regarding patriarchy, the wage gap, and male privilege. Either there is equality or there isn't. They do not care about equality in any way. They only want to foment discord and competition between the sexes. They avoid them and avoid participating in activities that they don't like International Men's Day, while at the same time advocating hypocritically for people's rights to express themselves. They would fight for rights, such as the right to remove their clothes in public. They plan to undress to the waist and go for a half-naked walk, after which they will complain about being harassed, or simply the fact that male gazes were directed in their direction. They are not campaigning for things like equal pay, reproductive rights, or any of those other things. They do not desire any further privileges because they already have a great deal. Can you name some of the privileges that men enjoy that women do not? If we live in a patriarchal culture, where did all the laws come from that are intended to protect women and make men accountable for their actions? If there is a gender pay gap, it suggests that women can do the same work as men but be paid less. Wouldn't it make sense for a business to only hire women to fill open jobs? Equality is not now and never has been the objective of the feminist movement, and it never will be. It is related to power in some way. Feminists view men as their adversaries and actively work to undermine their power. Being in a protected class and getting everyone to be exactly the same are two completely different goals. You have the option of selecting either one or the other. Having a romantic relationship with a feminist might be challenging. A substantial number of feminists are quickly enraged by inconsequential issues, in a manner comparable to how they react when men tell jokes. The feeling of righteous indignation is crucial to the feminist mindset. In today's society, women are more inclined to let their feelings get the better of them, which might cloud their ability to reason. It's common for women to place a higher value on their emotions than men do. So, when a woman has a feminist point of view and acts more neurotic because of her feminist beliefs, her behavior is directed against all men, which is rude and disrespectful. The sentiments of a woman are often seen as illogical and incomprehensible when viewed through the lens of a man. Maybe it's something like this, or on the other hand, it could become a habit to act angry over even the most harmless jokes about gender. By focusing on the small problems women still seem to face instead of showing how many amazing things they can do. This mentality of being a victim deliberately works to diminish women's agency. When it comes to dating, feminist women often adopt a victim mentality to get out their anger and frustration over the lies they keep spreading. This is done in an effort to discredit the males who date feminist women, such as the idea that women get paid less for the same work as men, and that men do this on purpose to get an edge over their wives and girlfriends. Feminists in the modern world often feel trapped by the structures that make it possible for many couples to have happy relationships, and they want to break free from more traditional ways of living. The feminist would much rather pursue power and a fast-paced profession than get married and have children with her spouse. She would also prefer to forego having children with her husband. She can't understand how men and women in romantic relationships can each take on the role of a leader in their own way, because she wants to take on the role of the alpha while her lover takes on the role of the beta. However, there is nothing wrong with following your passion into a specific line of work if that is what you feel driven to. Being passionate about a cause or way of expressing yourself is a good thing. You are interested in making use of your unique abilities. If a woman cares more about her job than about building relationships with other people, this could hurt her in the dating world. Dating a contemporary woman who is also a feminist is, all things considered, an entirely different ballgame, and most men would prefer to steer clear of it. To give your support, click the thumbs up button. Please leave a comment below if you would like to see more videos like this one. Be sure to give it to the guys who are in the most precarious need of it.